John sat quietly in his garden, the late afternoon sun casting long shadows across the neatly trimmed hedges. At 72, he had lived a full life, a devoted husband, a loving father, and a proud grandfather. But the past decade had been marked by solitude since the passing of his wife, Margaret. His days had become a predictable routine of gardening, reading, and the occasional chess game with old friends. Though content on the surface, John felt a lingering void, an unspoken yearning for something more. It was during one of his rare outings to a local art exhibit that his world shifted. As he stood admiring a painting, a voice broke through his thoughts. "Beautiful, isn't it?" Turning, John met Carol's warm gaze. She was in her mid-40s, vibrant and full of life. They struck up a conversation, discovering a shared appreciation for art. That chance meeting led to coffee, then dinners, and soon John found himself swept into a whirlwind romance. Carol was everything John hadn't realized he was missing. Her laughter was infectious, her energy rejuvenating. She encouraged him to step out of his comfort zone, try new things, and embrace the present. For the first time in years, John felt alive. Yet, as their relationship deepened, subtle cracks began to appear. Carol's playful suggestions about updating his wardrobe or trying new activities grew sharper over time. "You're so old-fashioned," she'd tease, but her comments carried an edge that stung. At first, John brushed it off, eager to please her. He dyed his hair, started exercising more, and even considered cosmetic procedures. He wanted to be the man he thought Carol deserved. But her demands grew. Expensive gifts, lavish outings, and lifestyle changes became the norm. John dipped into his savings to keep her happy, buying her designer handbags and financing vacations she'd casually mentioned. Despite his efforts, Carol's warmth seemed to wane, replaced by criticism and distance. "Why do you always talk about the past?" she asked one evening, her tone impatient. John felt a pang of sadness. The past held his fondest memories, moments he had hoped to share with her. The breaking point came during a dinner party with Carol's friends. Throughout the evening, John felt out of place, their conversations filled with references he didn't understand. Carol's laughter at his expense cut deeper than he expected. Later that night, during an argument, Carol's words hit him like a blow. "You're just not enough for me," she said coldly. "The age gap, it's too much." In that moment, John saw the truth. Carol hadn't loved him for who he was. To her, he was a fleeting distraction, a source of comfort and stability, but not a true partner. Sitting alone in his study that night, John reflected on the sacrifices he'd made, not just for Carol, but throughout his life. He realized that he had spent so much time giving to others that he had forgotten to value himself. The next morning, John made a decision. He called Carol and ended the relationship. "I deserve better," he said, his voice steady. For the first time in years, John chose himself. The days that followed were a mix of relief and sadness. Letting go of Carol meant letting go of the dream he had built around her. But it also meant reclaiming his sense of self. He reconnected with old friends, rediscovered hobbies he had abandoned, and even started volunteering at a local community center. Painting, a passion from his youth, became a new source of joy. Each stroke of the brush was an act of healing, a reminder of the resilience that had carried him through life's challenges. John's health improved as well. Morning walks in the park became a daily ritual, offering clarity and peace. He began to savor the small moments, the sound of birds, the warmth of the sun, the laughter of children. These simple joys reminded him that life was still full of beauty and possibility. Socially, John thrived. He joined a community group for seniors, participating in events that reignited his love for learning and connection. One evening, at a poetry reading, he met Ellen, a kind woman around his age. Their conversation flowed naturally, filled with shared stories and genuine laughter. Unlike his relationship with Carol, this connection felt effortless and grounded in mutual respect. John wasn't searching for love, but he found companionship in Ellen's friendship. Their bond reminded him that meaningful relationships aren't about reclaiming youth or proving worth. They're about acceptance and understanding. Months turned into years, and John's life transformed. He embraced his age, finding pride in the experiences that had shaped him. He set boundaries, prioritized his own happiness, and learned to walk away from anything that threatened his peace. Through volunteering, he shared his story with others, inspiring them to rediscover their own self-worth. John's journey wasn't just about healing from heartbreak. It was about reclaiming his identity and embracing the wisdom that comes with age. He learned that dignity, self-respect, and inner peace are non-negotiable. These values became the foundation of his life, guiding him through every decision. Reflecting on his experiences, John realized that the pain of his past relationship had been a catalyst for growth. It had taught him to confront his insecurities, value himself, and cherish the present. His story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the endless capacity for growth, even in life's later stages. To anyone facing similar challenges, John offers a message of hope. It's never too late to choose yourself, to embrace your worth, and to find joy in the life you've built. Age is not a limitation, but a gift, a reminder of the strength and wisdom that come from a life well lived.